Hi everyone, how are you guys? In this short lesson, we want to tell you about the importance of entrepreneurship in today's companies. It is crucial to allow and to encourage empowerment and entrepreneurship if you want to keep having the edge over your competitors. Secondly, we want to help you interact as a manager with employees with innovative ideas. It is common knowledge that innovation is necessary when you want to survive in today's ever so competitive market. After seeing this short video, we hope you already have a short idea of how to interact with entrepreneurs in your company.
What is intrapreneurship? An entrepreneur is built out of two different terms, internal and entrepreneur. As you possibly are already assuming, an intrapreneur is an employee who acts kind of like an entrepreneur within a big firm that isn't his own. He works with the same drive as an entrepreneur would while working for his own company. An intrapreneur has a few typical characteristics. First of all, he is self-motivated. You will often see an intrapreneur work in a firm with the same kind of passion as an entrepreneur would while establishing his own firm. Secondly, he's proactive. The intrapreneur won't just wait for the orders of his superintendent before undertaking any initiatives or projects. The intrapreneur thinks ahead and is never afraid to take steps towards implementing and proposing new ideas in the firm or in the department. Thirdly, he's action-oriented. The intrapreneur is the opposite of what you would call a passive employee. He's not the dweller who will sit on his eggs months and months before his ideas suddenly hatch. The intrapreneur isn't scared to take any risks. He's prepared to do almost everything within his possibilities in order to realize that which he desperately wants to make happen. Thinking outside the box. He won't be limited by the boundaries imposed on him. He'll try to reach further than others. Last but not least, the intrapreneur is known to be a person who takes initiatives. Taking initiatives is crucial when you're an intrapreneur. You have to have the courage to do something and really believe in it. Not only believe in it, but also stand up for your idea. It takes a strong personality to take the initiative and to not just be another sheep in the herd.
I've given you a short explanation of an intrapreneur. We will show you how to successfully guide such a personality. Firstly, how not to interact with the intrapreneur, and secondly, how to interact with the intrapreneur. It's important to mention that human behavior never occurs in isolation. What someone says and how it is said influences the other person's reaction. So our main goal is to interact with the intrapreneur in the best possible way, so he feels comfortable when presenting his innovations.
We based our findings on the text concerning the INSEE model. This model consists of 2 dimensions of behavior, allowing us to analyze 8 specific styles of interaction. We took it upon us to determine which interaction styles would be the most suitable for employers when interacting with entrepreneur-like employees.
How not to interact. Retiring. First of all, what you really shouldn't do as a manager is act in a retiring way. You should act interested, cooperative, and be active when an intrapreneur tells you about his new ideas. We will give you a short example. The intrapreneur presents you his idea, but the manager is already thinking about the soccer game he's going to watch tonight. He doesn't listen or cooperate at all.
Manifesting oneself. Secondly, you shouldn't impose your own ideas or visions, but try to understand the main idea your employee is trying to explain. Remember, it's not you who has to impress, but your employee who is trying to impress you. The manager insists on using his ideas instead of giving his opinions. This is something you should avoid doing.
Demanding. As a manager, it's important that you're open to new ideas, and it's vital that you don't search any immediate confrontation. You shouldn't act too strict and start accusing the employee of doing things the wrong way. Instead, give feedback. When you demand order and discipline, you actually are asking the opposite thing of what an intrapreneur stands for, someone creative and open-minded.
The last one, critically constructive, can be positive as well as negative. When giving criticism on your employee's work, you should always make sure that your criticism is backed up with reasonable arguments. Simply rejecting ideas at first sight because they don't appeal to you immediately creates a distrusting environment. When you criticize constructively, in a way of giving feedback, you will have a bigger chance that the employee will listen and use your remarks. It's important to stimulate the employee to change certain aspects and not being negative and act in a destructive way. For example, Asking difficult and constructive questions in order to make the employee think a bit more about certain things is way better than rebelling, protesting, or to resist certain ideas.
How to interact. Leading. A manager who is a good leader knows how to organize his department by implementing certain ground rules and by assigning the right tasks to those who are fit for the job. He's instructive and allows his workers to work independently. However, he knows that he is the man in charge and responsible for the results of his department. Therefore, he will spend a great deal of time evaluating the work of his subordinates before making decisions.
Helping. As a manager, it's important to show the entrepreneur that he can always count on you. This way, you won't be searching a solution for his problems, but you will help him, coach him, to find this solution on his own. You should reward his efforts and give him the proper advice, even if it is negative. The employee should be comfortable, so when he comes up with something the next time, he will still have the courage to go to you. If you disagree, you should offer alternatives. And that way, he will know you are not just rejecting the idea, but really considered it. Supporting. As a manager, you have to be confident. This way you can achieve a great constructive cooperation. You are prepared to work, search for compromises and avoid conflicts.
Following. You should respect the idea and listen attentively to what your employee has to say. Adapt to the situation and try to understand the position your employee is in. Let him present his findings without interrupting impulsively and let it sink through before criticizing. Maybe even ask what he thinks he should do if he was the manager. But don't be too following, you are still the boss. Watch out, following might also have a negative side. If you only follow your employee, you give the impression he's in charge. You still have to act a little criticizingly and encourage him to develop his innovation even more. He still has to know that not every idea is a good one, and sometimes there's a thing as disappointment and rejection. When you are too following, every employee would come to your office every day of the week because you almost always agree with the innovations. To conclude, the interaction styles we have discussed in this lesson, of course, are not only applicable on entrepreneurs within your firm. These interaction styles will help any manager in understanding the effect that your own behavior has on that of your employee. We decided to focus on a specific type of employee because we truly believe that any employee has the potential of being an entrepreneur as long as he's working in an environment that allows empowerment and personal growth. Managers have a big role in creating this type of environment. We believe that a helping interaction is probably the best way to develop an environment in which you allow entrepreneurs to flourish. By taking a helping and a coaching approach, you are guiding employees and entrepreneurs in the most effective way.
Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed our video and learned some interaction techniques you can use in your further career. Don't forget to share and like and subscribe if you want some more tips.